The first thing that I was going to show you is a jab. Now, we were doing various combinations. Excuse me for adjusting the camera. We were doing various combinations in the class. We're doing, I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but we're doing the 1, the 1, 2, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that was kind of the first segment, and then after that we went through that sequence again, and we added a roundhouse kick at the end of it. So I realize some of you won't know what some of that is, but that's fine. I'm going to start with just a jab. Now, just so you know, because I've been in martial arts for a long time, mostly studying Jeet Kune Do, Wing Chun, the Bruce Lee-esque stuff. I started to develop a habit of, of my stance being with I'm right-handed, so I started with strong hand forward, which is the opposite of the Western boxing style. Western boxing style, if you're right-handed, you're going to lead with your left, so you have your power coming behind your left hit. And in Jeet Kune Do, it's kind of opposite of that, where Bruce Lee believed that you should lead with your power so that you can end the fight quicker, basically. You're intercepting with your strongest, fastest weapon, and you're striking with your strongest, fastest weapon. That was kind of Bruce Lee's thing. So I was kind of doing that in class, and the strength and conditioning coach came over, and he's like, no, that's crap. He's like, you need to get more used to orthodox stance, orthodox being left lead, because I'm right-handed. Now, if I was left-handed, then by all means I can stand in a southpaw position with my right hand first. But his point was, you need to get comfortable, you need to get proficient with your left lead, and then once you're good at that, then move to the right, which I'm totally cool with that. I've been doing this for a while, but like I said, I'm super rusty, so I am going to take the advice of someone who's been in the ring. So I took it, so that's what I'm doing here. Actually, just recently I have a buddy that is a boxer, and so I want to start training with him as well. But anyway, here is what he said to me for the jab. Jab is not a knockout punch. It is a distancing, it's a timing, it's a setup punch, basically. So you're just kind of flicking it out there, sticking it in front of the person's face, waiting for your opening, so you just nail them with your cross, or with a hook, or with a power punch after. So is it possible that someone can get knocked out with a jab? Yeah, anything's possible, but it's not likely. That's not the purpose of the jab. So that was the one thing he said. And then the second thing he said was that with that jab, when you're flicking it out, you're trying to use your hips. And I apologize for not being able to move the camera. But you've got a lot of hip flexion and hip rotation that you're throwing into the punch. And that's where your power is derived from. It's coming from the ground, from the floor, and the hips. So you're not like muscling the punch out. You're not pushing the punch. You're not clenching and gritting your teeth and getting that power from your arm. You're getting the power from your body. That's where it comes from. So he was talking about that a bit. And so basically what he told me was, you're in your stance, you stay in your stance constantly, you never move away from it. If you make a step, you make a counter step, so that you stay in the same stance, your feet the same width apart all the time. So when you're moving, you're mobile, your feet work together. And the other thing he was saying was, when you flick it out, that jab, you're taking a step towards the target. So in a sense, you're thrusting your body weight towards the target, right? So you're taking that step towards the target, and at the same time your foot hits the ground, you're making contact. So your punch goes, so your step goes, and your arm goes, and at the same time your foot touches the ground. You make contact, and you've already engaged that hip at the beginning. Now, Bruce Lee believed in engaging the hip at impact, but in the Western style, you're throwing your hip first, and it's like a chain reaction. You're coming from the floor through your body, your hip rotation, you're popping it, and then it comes through the arm, and that snap at the end. So that's what you're going for, and I'm going to try to do that. That's what I'm going to practice, and basically what I'm doing is just over and over and over, just drilling that jab in order to get the muscle memory in me. So it's reaction. It's not, I don't have to think about it. It's not a stage thing. You know, if I'm in class and they say throw a jab, pow, it's done, right? I got it. So what I want to do is drill it into me as second nature. So there's no thought in it. It's just reaction. And to borrow from Bruce Lee, it hits all by itself. Capiche?